picture of what they're trying to draw.
Technology has just evolved tremendously, and what I love about Westminster is their ability to change and mold and kind of grow and embrace the changes that technology has had in our school. In our fourth grade science classroom, we enjoy using the iPad apps for science, and we've gone paperless for 4 years. They use technology applications for research, they use it for collaboration, they use it to share ideas, and I think that's what really makes it click, because it's so seamless and it's meaningful for the students. I think that's what makes it really fun.
We've integrated coding within language arts to use coding as a way to inspire creative writing for them. Or we have integrated stop motion animation into our math time, so our students can create these amazing stories using addition and subtraction. They can pull out their iPad and they can take pictures and they can take video of what they have created, what they have done. And on top of that, they can add layers where they can write different captions about what it is, or they can record their voice explaining what they have done. With the use of technology and giving the children some space and some opportunities, they can take their learning farther than what I could ever have imagined.
In 7th grade, we were doing a project on mitosis, and what we were doing is we were making a stop motion video. So we had clay, and we were literally taking pictures of each individual frame of sort of the cell going through cell division. In my head, like, I couldn't really picture, like, okay, how does division work? But being able to sort of like mold the clay and having the laptop to take the pictures and having the software to put them all together in order to make the movie, and being able to physically interact with it and then put everything together and sort of watch how it happened, that was huge in my understanding of cell division, and I think I couldn't get that anywhere else.
Technology has empowered me to bring more consistency to things like the peer editing process, or the ease and reliability with which I can share a primary document in a history class, for example, and then have kids sort of insert comments where they think a word choice is meaningful and have their peers see that instantaneously and react to it and have an ongoing dialogue.
We collaborate all the time on Google Drive. The kids do it so much in so many of their classes now that they've gotten really good at it.
Google Drive are shared documents, so Grace and I could both work together on the same document and not have the work share be unfair, and also we could go off of what each other was saying.
The ability for students to sort of instantaneously and consistently see the same thing as their peers, but then make their own meanings, it can happen faster than on paper. It's easier to stay organized.
We would often email each other and say, are you able to work at this time tonight? And then each of us would go on the Google Drive, and it was really helpful to see each other's thinking while we were working, because it was almost like we were able to be sitting next to each other, but we were in our own houses doing the work.
Technology increased their freedom of choice and the number of ways in which they can engage with the relevant content and to prove a larger argument. And all of that is a function of how easy technology has made it for students to apply the process and get what I want them to get out of it.
A lot of them don't see written text as being interactive. Of course, the reality is that it is interactive, right? When you're sitting down and reading a novel, you are imagining a scenario, you're hearing those voices in a certain way. Technology, and particularly interactive narrative in the form of video games or other kinds of digital storytelling, brings that interactivity even more directly, because you can actually change the story or do something a little bit differently. Students will come away from my class thinking, this is the guy who teaches video games in his classroom. But we might have video games in the classroom 3 times in the whole year. So it's a very focused, very specific use that's designed for a particular teaching or educational purpose. There can be this assumption that if you're going to involve technology in the classroom, that it's all or nothing. You know, that you're either on computers all the time, or you can't ever have, technology. Everybody's got to put everything away all the time. I think we reject that categorization, that mutual exclusivity that says you can't do both.